Two recent experiences which affected my ego. I'm not going to lie. I should just say NGL, right? That's the way you abbreviate it these days. I am sensitive. I am affected by things around me. I'm affected by the things that people say to me. Uh, you know, I don't have skin of steel. Now, to some extent I do, because you can't really in any way show your face or express yourself publicly in the way that I do without having a certain, well, I think without it there being some kind of dynamic whereby your exhibitionism, uh, your intractable exhibitionism, uh, you know, cancels out or vetoes or overrules your egoic sensitivities. Um, I've always liked performing. I've always, been interested in performing, but I'm also aware of how, of the vulnerabilities of it, which is just to say, you come up and on a small scale, niche sort of format like what I've got here, you're still leaving yourself extremely vulnerable in a lot of ways that you wouldn't be if, for example, you never showed your face. That you wouldn't be if, for example, you never spoke but only wrote. Uh, if you wouldn't be, for example, if you just I don't know, wrote under a pseudonym so that nobody knew who you were, and everybody just thought, yeah, oh, this character here, Nephi Pelagius, he calls himself. He he's pretty interesting. Who, Andy Nowicki? Oh, I don't know who that is. He's just some nobody. But see, again, your ego wants to assert itself. At least speaking for myself, I want people to know that, damn it, I wrote this book. Damn it, I, you know, recorded this video. I did this. I did that. It was me. Even if that results in the ADL announcing that I'm one of the naughtiest men in the world, and the SPLC, echoing that same message not long afterwards. It's not pleasant, but it's just part of what you opt for when you make the decision to be uh, someone who is a personality, someone who shows his face, someone who is performative. And yeah, I know, to those of you scoffing, that I'm basically a nobody. Nobody knows my name compared to the real celebrities, the real celebrated personalities out there. You're right, but what I'm saying is that the same dynamic operates even within a much smaller niche, such as the one that I occupy. So I'm going to talk about a couple things recently that that had an effect on my ego, both for good and for ill. Just more or less to because I think these are interesting things to share, and maybe you'll be able to resonate with some of it. Maybe not. I don't know. First, funny story though. At least I think it's funny, and I hope you will too. When I was in New York recently, and uh, I was because I was invited to perform to read part of my work at an event sponsored by Terror House Press. So Matt Forney, the editor in chief of Terror House, I believe that's his title. He invited me out to meet with a few other people who were part of this whole project, this whole venue. Down in Manhattan, some trendy side of Manhattan. I don't know. I don't really know exactly where. It was a bar called, I think, the 169th bar or the 69th bar, or I don't know. It was some number. But I was there a little bit early, and it was a little bit drizzly, so I was wandering around, you know, sort of ducking my head under things from time to time, just waiting for the others to arrive. And at one point, I walked into the place, looked around, didn't see anybody that I recognized. So I left again, and then I just stood there next to the door for a span of maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and then this couple walks up, single file. This Asian girl, cute, comes up, walks up first, and she looks at me somewhat timidly, and then lowers her eyes, and then says, "Two, please." And I said, "Oh, I don't work here. I don't, oh, sorry, I was just standing by the door. I don't work here." And she was like, "Oh, I thought you were the bouncer." And so I walked away, but inwardly I was going, "Yeah, yeah, I still got it. Yeah, I'm the bouncer, baby." Um, that was a muscle, by the way, in case you didn't notice. Um, so that was a boost. That was a real egoic boost that happened. Now, on that occasion, so fast forward about a week later. I know I'm traveling all around. It's just I'm a man on the go. I'm a jet setter. So now I'm in Atlanta, my hometown of Atlanta, for some family business. And while I'm there, I see a show, and the show is by a band called Magdalena Bay, whom I have taken a liking to from what I've seen on YouTube. I first got to know them, or first got to know their music, because I was looking for covers of Tears for Fears' song "Head Over Heels," and I found their version of it, and it really kind of entranced me and hooked me. And their singer is cute as hell, not gonna lie, but then again, that's kind of gross, because she's what, 26, 27, and yeah, I know, I get it. It's gross. It's gross for old men to be to have sex drive. So I'm sorry about that. So anyway, I saw the show. Great show. Um, I was aware that I was probably one of the older people there, but that was okay. I didn't mind, and I didn't feel that conspicuous like I did at the Virgin Fest thing, the Incel Core event back in September of 2011, where I just found out how much I stood out, and just determined never to really attend one of those events again. Not even as an independent, in the capacity of an independent journalist, which is what I was, just because I don't know. It's just like, everybody kind of looks at you like, are you somebody's dad? Or do people were asking me, are you from Vice magazine? A couple of them actually asked me that, if I was from Vice, which was funny. I didn't take it personally, but I also just, was it was something that I just mental note that I took. Anyhow, in this case, the crowd, was probably mostly younger than me. There were some people there probably in their 30s, maybe some in their 40s. I don't know, but I was maybe the oldest one there, maybe. So after the show, I'm wearing this T-shirt. You've seen me in, the one that says "God hates feds," right? And I had taken my jacket off because it was hot, so I wanted to. So that was the only reason why, not to show off my physique or anything. As you can see, not much to show off. But anyway, so I had my so I had that T-shirt on. So after the show, I'm just sort of making my way towards the exit, and a couple of people come up to me and say, "I love your shirt. I love your shirt. Could I get a picture of it? Do you mind if I get you in the picture?" And I was like, "Sure, no problem, whatever." Now I didn't know whether they were saying that they liked my shirt just because they found it entertaining or because they agreed with it. But either way is fine. I mean, either way, they can't dispute the truth of it. Okay. So, I let a couple people, get a picture of me uh, in my God Hates Feds T-shirt, and and then a young woman, guessing in her late 20s or so, she says, "So, did you enjoy the show?" And I said, "Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good." And she introduced herself, said her name, and I said, "I'm Andy," and I shook her hand, and that was all well and good. And then afterwards, I was thinking, what was that all about? Like, maybe I was overthinking it. It's a possibility. It happens sometimes with me, but I was just thinking, why did she ask me, "Did you enjoy the show?" Like, oh, it's probably a little loud for you. I know this may not be what you're used to. Um, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Oh, that's great. That's great that you liked it. She didn't react like that. I'm exaggerating, but if I, I didn't know if that question came out of some like, oh, this is an older guy. This is an anomaly. This guy who's at this show, who's a lot older than me. You know, so so I should inquire into his well-being. um, and so it was sort of something where I wasn't totally sure if it was just like I was a point of entertainment for them, like a sideshow, just because of my T-shirt, because they thought it was funny, um, or if they actually liked the T-shirt, agreed with the T-shirt. I'm not sure, but it was nice. It was funny and potentially ego boosting that the T-shirt made a splash uh, amongst these cool hip people, right? Um, but at the same time, you kind of can't help but wonder: is this just are you just a novelty, right? Now, when I was the bouncer, when that girl thought that I was the bouncer of that club for those few seconds, there was no like, oh, this is just a novelty. Isn't that cute? Isn't that funny? Isn't that quaint? No, it was more like, hey, this guy's kind of a bruiser. This guy's we'd better not give him any guff. So that was that was a preferable moment. That was a moment that I enjoyed more. Um, but the second thing, the Magdalena Bay incident, was it was something where it could have gone either way. And now I'm well aware that there are people out there who are just going to who the as Boy George asked, do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? I know there are people out there who really do. A, want to hurt me, and B, want to make me cry, who are just gonna just try to hit me where it hurts the most, where they think it hurts the most, in the comments below. I predict that will happen. Um, but uh, again, that's the price you pay, and I'm happy to pay the price. So, hope y'all enjoyed my recollections of recent events, and I'll talk to y'all soon.